podcast. Just search for Hancock and Kelly.
All right, to the presidential race we go. Democrat nominee Vice President Kamala Harris tries to quiet critics who say she only agrees to sit down for softball interviews with friendly media. She goes on Fox News for an interview with Bret Baier.
You told many interviewers that Joe Biden was on his game, that ran around circles on his staff. When did you first notice that President Biden's mental faculties appeared diminished?
Joe Biden, I have watched from the Oval Office to the Situation Room, and he has the judgment and the experience to do exactly what he has done in making very important decisions on behalf of the American people.
There were no concerns raised?
Brett, Joe Biden is not on the ballot.
It was a 26-plus minute interview. Michael Baier hit her with tough questions and follow-ups. How do you think she did, and did it help her campaign?
Bret Baier, from my Republican friends, always say, you know, he's a real journalist over there at Fox News. This was a gotcha interview, and good for her that she was able to go do it. Donald Trump wouldn't go on CNN, it doesn't go on, it barely goes on Fox News. Look, I think the vice president is showing up and talking to voters where they're at. She's showing up in non-traditional places. This is about moving people to the polls. That's why I think you've seen her on Howard Stern. She may wind up being on Joe Rogan. She's out talking to voters. Donald Trump's out dancing. I would rather be the Democrats than the Republicans in these last couple of weeks.
We'll get to the dancing in a minute. How'd you see the interview?
Well, Baier had a tough interview with Donald Trump earlier in this cycle, let us not forget. I thought it was a fair interview. Harris was fine. The fact that she's going on there, though, tells you something. It tells you that they are very concerned they're losing this election. You don't go on Fox News if you're a Democrat if you think you've got this thing in the bag. I thought that answer to the clip you played was probably her low point. She's trying to prosecute a case that Donald Trump is cognitively ill-equipped to be president, and yet she can't answer why she was defending Joe Biden's cognitive ability for all those many months.
Well, former President Donald Trump, the Republican nominee, appeared at the Al Smith Catholic Charity Dinner. Traditionally, both nominees are there. Kamala Harris was a no-show and sent video remarks instead, leaving Mr. Trump with the podium all to himself. He poked fun at her and at himself, sort of.
It's a true pleasure to be with you this evening. Amazing pleasure. And these days, it's really a pleasure anywhere in New York without a subpoena for my appearance. Anytime I don't get a subpoena, I'm very happy.
He also dished out some harsh humor aimed at Harris and fellow Democrats. And John, he said Harris insulted Catholic voters by not attending. Was he too harsh? Did he help his campaign? He had some other strange occurrences on the campaign trail this week. Michael mentioned the dancing.
Yeah, he did dance.
Stood on stage and danced for about a half an hour.
38 minutes.
38 minutes.
Which is more dancing than I did at my daughter's wedding. I don't think he helped himself, hurt himself. This electorate it's solidly set in place. It's all about turnout now. I don't know that there's any kind of external event that can happen between now and November the 5th that's going to appreciably change the fact that this is going to be a handful of votes in a handful of states, and we're not going to quite know.
Was he too harsh?
No.
And should Harris have been there? Was it a mistake not
to
go?
No, look, you get to make your own decisions as a campaign. I think this is part of the remnants of the Donald Trump era, whether it be the White House Correspondents' Dinner or the Al Smith Dinner. As a political person, these used to be fun events that you looked at to see these people get to be human. They're acting, childish on a daily basis, so it's kind of taken away from that. Harris saw a better opportunity. I think letting Donald Trump have the stage to himself anywhere, especially in the media capital of the world, is helpful. Let him talk, talk, talk. He doesn't help himself.
Still to come on Hancock and Kelly, our quote of the week is about a fleet of 9 new Mustang EVs for the city of St. Louis on the taxpayer's dime.